Today we're diving into a topic that is both shocking and heartbreaking: moms who have killed their own children. Starting off our list is Julie Schoenecker. She made headlines in 2011 when she gunned down her two kids for being mouthy. Julie first shot her son in her car and later went home and shot her daughter. Her son was just 13 years and her daughter was 16 years during the time of the incident. Although most of her trial was spent deliberating over whether she was sane or not at the time of her crime, it was later revealed that she had premeditated about killing her kids. She was found guilty and was sentenced to life in prison. Gigi Jordan is also on the list. In 2010, Gigi Jordan, a multimillionaire lady, gave her 8-year-old autistic son a lethal cocktail of drugs to kill him. She called it a mercy killing and said she was saving her son from being sexually abused by his father. However, throughout the trial, prosecutors questioned her allegations of abuse, especially considering she was wealthy. She was later found guilty and sentenced to 18 years in prison. On our list too is Isabel Martinez. In 2017, Isabel was charged with stabbing and killing 4 of her children and her husband as they slept. Her 9-year-old daughter was the lone survivor of the massacre and later told authorities that her mother told her she was going to see Jesus prior to the stabbing. But the most shocking thing about this case is how Isabella was acting while in court. Eventually, she was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Diane Downs is also added to this list. In 1983, Diane drove into a hospital emergency room with her blood-soaked children and a bullet wound in her forearm, claiming a bushy-haired stranger had carjacked and shot them. However, her story fell apart when it was established that Diane was the one who pulled the trigger of the gun and shot her kids and herself. 2 of her children survived the attack while her 7-year-old daughter died. Diane was arrested, charged, and sentenced to life in prison. Her motive for her actions was cause her boyfriend at the time didn't want kids and he broke up with her. Also on this list is Shaquan Julie. Back in 2010, Shaquan killed her 2 sons after a fight with her own mother about how she was raising the children. Shaquan suffocated her toddlers to death using her hands, and for cover-up, she faked an accident. She later confessed to the investigators that she had murdered her sons because she was distraught about money problems and was unemployed. She was sentenced to 35 years in prison. On this list too is Leanne Smith. Leanne Smith is a British woman who back in 2010, she suffocated her 2 young children using a plastic bag in a hotel in Spain. She confessed to the police that she killed them because she feared they would be taken from her and put into the care of her partner Martin Smith, who was arrested on child sex charges. Leanne was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Who can't be missed on this list is Michelle Blair. Back in 2015, Michelle, mother to 4 children, was arrested when the dead bodies of 2 of her children were found in her freezer at her home. She first killed her 13-year-old daughter in a rage using a plastic bag because she believed the teen was sexually abusing her younger sibling. Then a year later, she killed her 9-year-old son using the same method as his sister because one of her younger sons had apparently accused him of molestation. She was sentenced to life in prison and has never been remorseful about her actions.
And you feel no remorse for that?
I would kill him again.
The last on this list is Andrea Yates. One of the biggest crime cases in history is about Andrea, who struggled with mental health problems all her life. Back in 2001, Andrea drowned all her 5 little children one by one in their home bathtub because she had voices in her head. After she finished, she called the police and confessed. During the trial, her mental health came to light and she was later found not guilty by reason of insanity. She is currently in a security state mental hospital. That's our list on moms who have killed their own children.